and we bring all the fabulous people, the paradigm shifters of the planet, here on this platform to help them share about their experience, their knowledge, their practices in a way that you can learn new things and new ways of living. Today we have Luisa with us. She is a Pranic living practitioner of Breatharianism for some years now. She is also practicing yoga and meditation. I believe yoga for more than 5 years and meditation for more than 20 years. That you can learn new things and new ways of living. We have an echo. Today we have... And Luisa today is going to tell us about her lifestyle, her pranic path, but also the importance of art, because she's also an art teacher and she helps people restore their mental health with artistic practices, which is something I'm very interested in because I'm an artist myself, a painter, a dancer, and singer, and jam session fan. So I really know how important it is to have art in our lives and to have our right brain hemisphere fully activated in order to be able to have this kind of lifestyle, which is very particular. For those of you who don't know, pranic living means being nourished by light, chi, or prana without the need of taking physical food or with very little need of external resources. And Luisa is practicing this, so I'm wanting to know more about her lifestyle now. For those of you watching on other platforms, you can join us by either clicking the link in bio. On Instagram, it's Pranic Consciousness Summit, or the link in the description of the video if you're on Facebook, and there you can learn how to join this live interview or the whole summit with more than 47 speakers. Thank you, Luisa, for being here. Just tell us whatever you feel to share about yourself, and then we're going to also ask some questions.
Okay, thank you, Christiana, for the opportunity of this video. And well, I don't know. It's important for us to be open, to experience learning process in this pranic lifestyle. So to be willing to be open and to new visions, to new with new eyes of entering. I think you know, to be open to life, and with new eyes we can see arts. And pranic living is when I started with Jerome Cha. He's my coach, and Pranic family also. It's a community of beings in this lifestyle, and we have pranic feasts. We have air feasts, 3.5 air feasts days that promote a new consciousness, and we can start seeing the world in another way, and being born again. Yeah. So with this community, I started my journey, and I'm very happy to be in this community that supports one another in this journey. So, yeah. And Christiana is one of the speakers of the Pranic feast, of the air feast now in July, isn't it, Christiana?
Yes, on the 8th, I believe, or 9th of July, we are meeting for my talk around 3 p.m. So I'm on it. I'm very happy to learn that now there are Pranic communities, and people are able to join together, either live or online, to share their experience. You know, when we started back in 2009, in Romania, in our country, nobody really spoke too much about it. There was very little knowledge on this topic and very little understanding or belief of it. As I was holding conferences and writing books about it, very few people believed that this is possible. You know, it was a break in a status quo, so to speak. And now there's so much knowledge out into the world. There's so many videos on YouTube. There's so many articles. You know, our website, soulhealingacademy.com, has so many articles that explain how you can gently move into that state, how other people are doing it, and what's possible at the scientific level, which is really important to cover as well. We have a team of scientists that are on it and are interested in it and researching on it, which is very valuable for us now and which didn't exist 10 years ago. We have many books, including the Pranic World book that is speaking about this topic, you know, Jas Mohin's book, Ellie Tom's book, and books and so on. We have a lot of knowledge. Humanity has grown and evolved on this topic, and the work of the past 12 years, at least in my case, has shown many results. And now we meet physically in Romania, in a beautiful mountain area every year, and we celebrate together with the Pranic Festival in Romania, and we meet live. We are able to spend time with each other, join each other as a family. There are people who have been with us for 7 years now, and they come every year with their children. We watch their children grow, you know, every year. And we're able to share this experience live and to really see how the Pranic lifestyle is possible. You know, when you live together with a person for 5 days and you see them not eating anything, it's pretty clear that, and they're vivid and lively, and their cheeks are blooming, and they are dancing and playing with you, and they show no sign of fatigue. It is clear that they have an alternate source of nourishment, and that's why we are creating these communities for people to know that this is possible. So thank you for creating the Pranic family, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Okay, thank you. We are I'm in this journey 1 year from now. So in the beginning, because it's a very, I mean, you have to experience and be in contact with a lot of knowledge to access this information. So, and you have to like change your whole belief system in this,
Yes.
because we are raised with the consciousness that we have to eat, and 3 times a day or more, depending on the place you live. And luckily, I practice yoga 20 years. So my teacher said to me that I didn't have to eat, only if I was very hungry, and she said also for me to do fasts, like 1 time a week. I fasted a lot of years, so I had a preparation for this experience. And we hear a lot of people saying they did fasts, like Gandhi did a lot of fast, and a lot of people, a lot of spiritual people. And in my journey, I'm a very spiritual person. After coming to Pranic journey, I had this 20 years of yoga, and I had also 5 years of shamanism. So my mind was open to receive this kind of information, and to live in another way. So of course I am in the journey still. So pranic living is not stopping completely to eat, but you nourish yourself in another way. So so I'm in the journey. I am learning a lot with people that like Christiana and Fabi, that's from Pranic family, and Jerome Shaw, and with people. I think in this journey also we can experience more openness, because we have to be very caring and loving with ourselves. So we do the best we can also to receive and to give to people, and well, to give what we experience the best way possible. So one of my routines now is that every day I study myself. So every day I write what can I improve in myself, and what can I improve in my day. So I review my day, and I question myself. So what can I improve in my day? So now I'm doing a lot of notes, and every day I spend like 20 minutes 20 minutes in this. What can I improve in my day, and how can I be more open to like celebrate people and celebrate myself also, because this improvement is not for only for material, but for happiness and joy. How can I experience more joy? How can I experience? So this is I invite you also to do this, and you will see a lot of improvements, because you are every day studying yourself, and this is very precious also for the relationship with the food. So you can see how your relationship is with food, and be more open in consciousness to give the changes that you need to receive more prana. And yeah, this is something very special that I'm doing in my day also. I also have some issues with family in this journey. So my family, not all of my family knows that I have this journey. So yeah, it's difficult for me to say it for them because they have another belief system.
Sure.
And yeah.
Sometimes it's even wiser, especially at the beginning, until we stabilize and we are clearly healthy, clearly trusting that we are nourished in a different way, clearly embodying that state. It is way wiser to be discreet with certain people, especially the people that have a strong system of belief that is the exact opposite of ours, you know. And it's only by your presence and lifestyle that you can really inspire others. So when they see you thriving, they will be convinced that something is happening there and it is good for you. Otherwise, just telling them about it, it can create a lot of inner conflict for them. So in my experience, initially, I was quite you know, I was never one to hide much because I did a lot of conferences about it and wrote 5 books about it, and there was everywhere on my social media. As soon as I was certain that I can embody this, but with my family, I wasn't so strict. You know, when we were meeting for family gatherings, I would have maybe half of a salad or a small snack, and they were already, you know, worried because of my lifestyle choices, because I've been a vegetarian at 17. And that was 22 years ago when nobody was knowing about vegetarianism in Romania. So I was eating non-animal based products and they weren't knowing why, right? There was no education, no information on this topic. I just intuitively felt
very difficult.
Yeah, you know, for me it wasn't. I'm going to tell you why. But there wasn't a common understanding of it. There wasn't an explanation. I just intuitively felt to go on that path. So I went on it, and then I told everyone in my family that I'm not eating meat, and they had to deal with it because I was old enough or wise enough to be determined. And I already taught them, or they already got used to the fact that I'm having weird choices in terms of food, right? Even from that start. And then 10 years later, when I just went into some detox diets, eating just 4 cereals and water, or eating just juices for a while, I was just telling them that I'm doing a detox or a cleanse or some health recalibration, because they were knowing that I have trouble digesting certain foods. So I had to do some detox and do some health restore. So they were okay with the detox concept. They were already familiarized with that term. So when I was having just juices, you know, the next step on the dinner meetings, I could say, I feel to detox right now and to not have solid food. And over the years, they also started eating less and lighter. They all became vegetarians. And then they moved to 1 or 2 meals a day and very light meals a day. So they started to figure out that this is possible and that we're not really that hungry, as a
Oh,
family,
wow.
and that we're okay with, me just doing some detox. And then they started to watch me or follow me on social media, and they figured out that really it's not just a detox. Sometimes it's a lifestyle for a longer time. And they dealt with it too, because I'm looking like this, and my skin is shining, my face is round, my body is curvy. I don't have any anorexic shape figure. So they said, okay, it must be okay for her. And I'm much healthier than at 20 years of age. I'm much more energetic. I'm much, the health issues that I was having, I'm not dealing with them anymore. So they understood that it was necessary, especially because my family had health issues that were related to food and digesting organs. So they all understood that it is necessary for us as a family to change the way we are eating and the way we are regarding food. So, but it was a gradual process, and adding the term detox or detox diet in your family understanding can be much smoother than talking about, I'm not going to eat anymore. So from now on, don't expect me to ever have solid food with you. I'm just going to sit here with a glass of water. You have to deal with it. That's not helping anyone if you put it
Yeah,
that
of
way.
course.
So we have to be gentle and we have to be flexible. Also, we say that in order to be thriving in this lifestyle, before being a breatharian or anything else, we have to be flexitarians, which means being flexible about any situation and not taking anything very serious, especially the labels that we put on ourselves. So how has it been for you when you began, when you learned that this is possible? How did you learn about it? And then how has been your journey in terms of adjusting your diet? That's very interesting to know for most people.
Yeah. So I began my journey with, I saw Jerome Shaw speaking in the festival, the Pranic festival in last year. So, and I was very, very much, wow, this is a super being. And I was very impressed with his energy, because I could feel his energy, and that he was very light and loving, and I wanted to connect with him, and he was very open. So I contact him, and I started coaching, like coaching with him, and all my life, with this yoga, and there was a time in my life that I wanted to go to Pranic workshops, because here in Brazil we have Oberon that did a film about Pranic living and about 21 days of this process, this pranic process. When it started, they did 21 days, but I didn't did 21 days. I did the 3.5 days with Pranic family, and I started seeing that we don't need food at all. So especially in these 3.5 days that I went with Pranic family, I had a lot of openness in consciousness, and like things that I really wanted to do in all my life. I started to access, and I observe it with very little food or very little water. I could access more consciousness. Also, I was very attracted to the how do you say it? The eco sustainability, like we are independent, and they can respect nature as it is, and we don't have to like put nothing inside our bodies to function. So like we can respect nature, and we can respect the earth. I mean, we can not rob energy from the earth, and like modify food, and this was very attractive for me, because I'm very concerned with the future of humanity. And in the shamanism, we learn also to like pray for the earth, and this was very special, because I was seeing that I could contribute more to planet Earth in this way of living. So so in the beginning, I started doing one day a week a dry fast with Pranic family. And little by little, I started seeing that after some months, I started to see that I could go without food more days. So I did 3 days a week with no food. But of course, in the beginning, and also if I stay like three days in the week without food. In the beginning, we have a lot of ups and downs with food. So I was vegetarian a lot of years. So my problem is with like wheat, like breads, and this like junk food. So I went a lot of junk food, and I binged a little in the beginning. And if I have like ups and downs with food also. So like now, 4 months from now, I can dry fast 3 days a week. Sometimes I dry fast like the days, like continued days, and sometimes I alternate these days. And I can be more on liquids and raw foods, but I am transitioning for this diet, this raw food diet, and liquids also. So 3 days a week I dry fast, and the other days I eat raw foods and liquids more. And yeah, in the beginning we have a lot of ups and downs with binging and like, because we are experiencing another state of consciousness, but our body is not
Calibrated.
used
It's not
to this
calibrated enough.
kind of nourishment. Yeah. So this is my journey, and in pranic living, a lot of people experience this also, ups and downs with foods. And I do some meditations to. Now I started doing the microcosmic orbit, so it's a very powerful tool to,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
always invite Mantak Chia, who is the promoter of the microcosmic orbit in the Taoist tradition. We always invite him to participate in these summits because he is also very much linked to the Pigu practice, the Chinese term for pranic nourishment, where Pigu actually means no grains, so it refers to excluding all the grains, cereals from the diet, and then they eventually exclude all the solid food and only keep very little plants and herbs in their diet in the form of tea or Pigu pills, they call them, you know, where you have these very refined chopped herbs. And the Taoist masters used to take them for either longevity or blood clearing or prolonging their life, you know. So in this Pigu practice, they are very familiar with the concept that we can be nourished by energy or prana. And one of the main techniques is, of course, recirculating that energy with the microcosmic orbit. So Master Chia is always present with us at the festivals because it's part of his work. And he also does dark rooms where we get to experience that Bigu state with very little food. What was your experience in detox? Did you do any detox? Do you find it useful, especially with the binging thing? Is it lighter when you do detox before dry fast? Is it easier for you to continue fasting if you have detoxed your body before? How did you do it?
Yeah, I started with Shank Prakshalana. That is a detox for that you drink a lot of water with salt, like 3 liters of water with salt, with 3 spoons of 3 spoons of salt. So my favorite detox is this practice. A lot of people say it's not the best practice for detoxing because of the salt and the toxic of the salt, but I experience a lot of calmness in my organism when I do this practice, and it flushes everything from the colon. Yeah, and from all the and the tract, the digestive tract.
The colon,
so yeah, this is my favorite practice. I did a lot of Shankrashalana with Monica in the Pranic family, and also with myself. I did in the past also because it's a yogic practice. So yeah, but in pranic living it's different because you can continue to be empty and be in peace with this emptiness, and it's like a journey to experience this peace in empty, because we are always putting in a lot. So yeah, and it's still a journey to be empty. Yeah, like to be in the state and not be willing to experience other other kind of things with our body. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, emptiness is good. And what I've noticed, I did practice Shamprashalana and I found it useful. However, it was a bit harsh in terms of the fact that I have a quite little stomach. It got smaller over the years.
Yeah,
also.
many years you were in this journey.
And it felt like a lot of pressure on my digestive organs, especially the digestive tract. So what I found as a shortcut to this ritual, because I always like to find shortcuts and easier ways after I have pushed my body in so many ways over the time, I found that if you drink sauerkraut juice, the sauerkraut juice, the juice of pickled cabbage.
Oh, okay.
But it has to be in the natural form, not necessarily the one you buy in the supermarket. We have it here in Romania in the local market, made by traditional people, peasants, and it's natural. It doesn't have any additives to it. And if you drink that, the sauerkraut juice, the cabbage juice, which is brewed, it has a much stronger effect and a much quicker effect of emptying all the system, the digestive system, and you only need 1 cup or even half a cup if you're pretty empty, because I don't eat much solid food and juices. I don't drink juices in large quantities, so there's not a lot to clear out, basically. So from half a cup, you go and just empty everything out, and it's a very powerful detox, and it has a lot of vitamin B and the other nutrients, vitamin B, vitamin C, lots of vitamins, and it's very revitalizing. So it's one of the cures that we use here in traditional medicine of Romania for pretty much any illness, from the flu to cancer. People have healed with this juice, and it's quite effective because of the amount of vitamins that it has and because of the powerful detox that it does. And it's very cheap also. I mean, yes, water with salt is inexpensive, but this is also inexpensive but much quicker and much gentler with the body. It doesn't imply putting pressure with a lot of water quantity in your system. It just flushes out gently. Or you can drink a cup of that and then some cups of water on top of it. You go to the bathroom instantly. Yes, and also enemas, I feel they're really useful, and the hydrocolonic therapy, I recommend it to all people before starting any process. Here we have the Pranic process online for almost 11 years now, where people go with us through 8 days of Pranic consciousness. Detox methods and recalibration of the field, reprogramming of the field, reprogramming of the mind, pranic meditations every day, and we only meet for 1 hour per day, so it's very easy to attend. It's also in video for those who are interested, and we give these simple methods, because we have done the hard way over the years, and now we are into the gentle, feminine, very luscious way. And enemas are recommended before any process. Actually, it's very, very efficient and simple to do.
Yeah, I did enemas in the past, but when I started the Pranic journey, I didn't want to do enemas. So I started doing another detox process also with Shivambu, our urine. So in Shivambu, it's the knowledge that and the internalization that we produce our own medicine. So what we we think it's like a water with impurities, and we are taught like to reject our urine. In Shivambu, we know and we acknowledge that it's our medicine, and our system, they only produce what's the best for our bodies and our souls. So it's this sacred tradition that our bodies do it, and it's like a joy to experience this nourishment through also our urine. Yeah, because our urine gives everything our body needs. So it's a medicine, and it can cure a lot of disease. And yeah, also it's used for medicine a lot of years, a lot of 1,000 years. And yogis also have this practice in a lot of years. So it's true that our body produces its own medicine, and all we need is all we have. It's inside of us. So I experienced like this medicine, Shivambu, and Jerome taught me that, and I was open to receive, because as a very spiritual person, I can believe that all our body produces is our own medicine. Like, we are perfect, and it's a joy to be willing to be open like that, because we are programmed to believe in another thing, to believe that, and to reject that, and to be like always seeking for a medicine outside of us, and it's all inside of us. Yeah.
Yes, I had the experience when I was 14. I was called to a photo shooting for a hair salon that was belonging to a friend. So they were photo shooting girls for various hairstyles, and the photographer who did my photos was looking maybe 35, 40 years of age. He was a man. And when I talked to the people that were owning the saloon, they were saying that he is 65 actually. So that was my first thing, and I asked, how does he do it to be so young, to be looking so young and feeling so young? And they said he was doing this urine practice and some meditation and yoga. That was happening 25 years ago. So I didn't have much information on it, but I remember that on my path over the years, I had different encounters like this that were pointing me towards certain practices or techniques. Like my English teacher in school, she was in private meditations. She was teaching me about how to meditate in a crystal. Important people in my life just came in to remind me about certain practices. However, Shivambu, when in dry fasting, how safe it is? That's my question, because I never did it in dry fasting. I'm imagining and knowing that in dry fasting, a lot of toxins are being released through our pores, through our breath, through everything we expel out of our system. So it's an accelerated detox process. what's your take in Shivambu with dry fasting? I had some clients doing that. They were not very healthy or not very pranic, even though they were trying. So what do you feel about it?
Oh, I feel that, of course, I don't dry fast and drink the urine. And I
Good.
started
You know.
because I had a lot of issues with being dry in the beginning of the pranic journey. So I could like water fast, but I never did the dry fasting. So 1 year from now, I started dry fasting. And what I experienced in the beginning was a change in the belief system that with only what I have inside myself, like urine, I could be nourished, and I could. So it's a change in the belief system, the urine therapy, Shivambu, that promotes a openness to the dry fasting, I think. So, and I started drinking my own urine and looping a lot in the beginning. And to change this concept that we don't need anything externally from us, I think Shivambu is excellent. But of course, in dry fasting, we don't drink the urine. Dry fasting, we don't drink nothing and don't eat nothing. And it's easier for the organism to be more in peace with food and to stop the to have to consume and yeah, dry fasting and urine, sometimes I think it's more acidic than others, but also sometimes we can experience a different state of consciousness with urine because it's a cosmos element of our blood. And yeah, I experience ups and downs with appetite in the urine also. So in the beginning, I think it's very useful for changing our belief systems. But now I don't drink urine all day, and I don't loop a lot because.
What do you mean by looping? Not many
looping,
people know.
like drinking and drinking all day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
when you
drink
drink, it goes down, and it's like a cleaning process of what's inside us. Yeah.
What about if there's kidneys issues or gallbladder infection issues or stuff like this? Do you in those?
Oh, I don't understand, it cut off.
Yes, I'll ask again. What about in the situation where there's kidney issues or gallbladder issues or infections of any kind in the urine? Do you recommend Shivambu in those situations, or how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm not a doctor in Shivambu. I think the people can, the person can go to.
Look it up.
Yeah, not a doctor, but a Shivambu practitioner,
Yes.
and ask them for guidance, because I don't have this experience as a guidance in Shivambu. So I don't want to say something that I don't, I'm not experienced in it. Yeah.
Sure. I understand. Okay, I thought because you read or know much more about it, maybe you heard of it. Thank you so much for sharing all this. Is there something final that you want to leave us with? I wanted to also ask about the importance of art in your pranic journey. I find it very important with myself, with my own practice. Tell me how it's been for you and how you recommend people to get into this art world and navigate with it.
Okay. Well, to experience art in the pranic journey, I feel it's to see and live also because in spiritual worlds and energy, because energy is art, in my opinion. And of course, we can see like artists, like not like expressing the energy, like Van Gogh and his painting, and like Monet and Manet, and a lot of artists express the arts and the paintings like as energy, and we can see that it's different. And for me, the art is very important because of the connection of prana and in nature, and being in touch with the beauty of life. Yeah, the beauty of life and the colors and opening channels through our consciousness, and receiving this joy, this light, and the art. We can be nourished in another form. And also in the pranic journey, we have to cultivate habits that we love. And this is one way that I could experience something. Of course, a lot of things I love, but a very nourishing practice for life and for living. And in the pranic journey, we want to do things that we love. We have to do things that we love, because love is the energy of prana, and it's easier. Of course, it's the only way, I think, to be nourished by prana is doing what you love. Yeah. And in the pranic journey, I started to see a lot of people, of course, and a lot of interviews with people, and that is nourished by prana, and I was able to have some downloads in consciousness, because we have a lot of clarity, and I had an idea that we could do a workshop with pranic painting and building our bodies, building our pranic bodies. Of course, you don't have to do this in this journey, but it's like a playful experience that we can have, and we can like draw and paint and programming our minds at the same time to achieve states of opening channels in our consciousness, and opening our belief system to be more pranic, and to programming our minds to receive more from the universe, to receive what we already have. We don't need to do anything, but just to open our minds to experience and do this programming. Yeah. So yeah, art is very special for me. I have a great connection with Van Gogh and with painting. And in shamanism, I did a lot of practices also, a lot of shamanism painting. And I paint with the hand, with no
brush. Yeah,
no brush.
Me too. I love that.
Yeah.
It's
And we have another sensorial experience with the hands, because we have a lot of points in our hands and in our fingers that connect with her whole body. And it's another way of connecting with the universe and with ourselves. Yeah. So you are a painter, Christiana?
Yes, I paint intuitively. For example, this is my last painting.
Wow.
Called the Divine Feminine. It's basically an energy portal for the Divine Feminine energy that we did in a workshop. And I have many things that I paint intuitively, also finger painting. So all of this is made with my hands, and it gives you a very grounding experience, because you actually touch the things and imprint the energy of those things with the energy channels of your fingers. And also the painting itself is more vibrant than using a brush. I've been in art retreats, breatharian art retreats. I've organized art workshops and also painting, but also ecstatic dance and cacao ceremony workshops, especially this year, for the importance of bringing art into our lives, as a meditation, as a spiritual practice, not just coloring things on a paper. And I've seen people that weren't able to meditate in the usual way, or people who couldn't still their minds or couldn't break out from the normal lifestyle, work, home, food, sleep. When they introduced art into their journey, dancing a few minutes in the morning or finger painting something when they feel like taking time for themselves, I'm noticing them having such great evolution. It's like a moving meditation or an active meditation for me. And everything we paint has a specific energy, and it brings a specific energy to the room or to the country that we paint it in. So I love art. That's why I specifically chose to have an interview with you, especially because you talked about healing mental illness with art. That's also very important, and maybe you can tell us a few words about it. Because I feel it's crucial now for the development of knowledge in humanity.
Oh yeah. It's very nice. Yeah, I love art also.
So are there people who are actually cured from various mental conditions with the art workshops or art therapy that you are doing? I was very interested in reading about that. That's another thing that we did recently.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we don't do very complicated things because we like to keep it simple and playful. But finger painting and creating vortexes of energy is very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, for the health of our mental state, we have to channel. I think not we have to channel, but it's easier to experience a can I say it, like a quality of mental health. I think like expressing all that we have to express, and art is a way to channel and to express what we have inside of us. So it's a I don't know how to say it.
Say it in Portuguese and I'll translate.
Okay. Wow, you speak Portuguese?
I just understand it so far. I don't really speak it, but every time I hear this language, my heart just pumps out. It seems like I've spoken it at some point in another life.
Okay. So
just the word that you weren't remembering.
Yeah. Colocar para fora, né, nosso estado mental, e expressar o que a gente tem dentro da gente, to express what we have inside of us, desabafar o que a gente tem dentro da gente e
to release what we hold inside. Is that what you
to release. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, like to release all we have inside of us, because we are in our history of humankind, we are taught to always repress our feelings, and to be in touch with our feelings, and to express this is a gift, and it's a thing that many people have to do, and yeah, we just have to be more in touch with our feelings, and art promote this state of a connection with our feelings. Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah.
Very well expressed. I love that approach, and I know how important it is for us to express ourselves and to release the unexpressed things, especially on a pranic journey, because it has to do with the throat chakra, and throat chakra is all about self-expression, and prana is the element of the throat chakras, or ether.
Yeah.
So it's a basic thing to go lighter from wherever we are. Self-expression is a basic thing, is the main number one thing on this path, and any unspoken things, any unexpressed energies are actually blocking the pranic flow. So art is a very simple way of releasing that. How can people find you with your art workshops and whatever it is that you're doing? Let us know about that, and we will complete.
Okay, I am in the Pranic family website, and you can contact me there. And also, I have an Instagram account. You can contact me there. Also, it's arroba. What's arroba Luxolu. It's LUXOLU. So
at
you can contact me there. Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
for sharing with us all this experience and practice. And as we can see, spiritual practice is essential on a pranic journey. Detox is crucial, and art is a very great help. to sum it all up. And to be open to receive is the key to all this. We're happy to also have you at the Pranic Festival in Romania on August 15 to 18 this year. It's a month away from here, I believe. Let us know if you can join us. And for everyone watching, the Pranic Festival in Romania is on our events page, soulhealingacademy.com/events. Or if you just type on the internet Pranic Festival in Romania, you'll find all the details about it, you know, the website page, the Facebook group, and everything else that you need to know. You can contact us directly to book your place. We have a few rooms left, and we're happy to have you. And to access the whole Pranic Consciousness Summit with more than 45 speakers that have shared their experience like Louisa and I did today, there's also a link that you can follow in the description of the video, and also on the page of the summit, on the landing page that you are watching on. Thank you for everything. Hope to see you soon in person.
Okay, Christian, thank you very much for the opportunity to share. And I'm sorry if I didn't knew the time, and I'm sorry that yeah, just that.
All fine.
Thank you very much for everything. I'm very thankful, and be blessed, be well, and all that we received this transmission. I channel blessings and love, and much love for all. So thank you very much. And may we all be in our highest being. May we all be blessed, and we are, definitely are, by art and by prana, and that we can open more our channels to receiving light and receiving arts in the essence. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Blessings, big hugs. See you soon.